This is Vampiro, and you're watching Pro Wrestling for Life. I'm fucking Sean Waltman's homie, Vampiro. If I have to tell you that, go fuck yourself. But you're watching Pro Wrestling for Life.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling for Life. We have a great show today. My co-host Nick is about to tell you what's on it.
Yes, thank you so much, Sean. We do have a great show here for you today. One big guest here. We went almost an hour. You may know him from WCW. You may know him from Lucha Underground. You may know him from Wrestling Society X. The one and only Vampiro in the house here today. Such a great conversation, Sean. You guys have known each other for like a couple decades now at this point. You know, really great.
Like 2005.
2005. Okay, so close, so just shy of 2 decades, but that's still really great, you know, to hear you guys chat about Wrestling Society X, you know, what your thoughts were on Lucha Underground. It's just a really nice chat. I enjoyed this conversation.
Yep. Vamp's a huge star, man. Like we talk about, and he tries to act all humble about it, but like, you know, I know he's not. He knows he's a fucking huge star in Mexico. And you know, a big star internationally, but man, it's crazy how big a star he is down there, man. Still.
Well, the thing I'm so happy about with this interview is, like, I had a chance to chat with him for Wrestling Inc. about a year ago, and he was putting out the documentary where he was dealing with his Alzheimer's and everything. He is so much more clear-headed and just refreshed in this interview than when I talked to him a year ago. I was just really happy that he just seems to be doing well at the moment, to be quite frank.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes, Nick, when people are having issues like that, when you start, like, you know, having conversations where you're reminiscing and bringing up old memories and shit like that, it helps.
Yeah.
You know, I see it, like, I'm not going to name names of some of my dear friends that have some cognitive issues, but then when they start, you know, if someone asks a question, like say at a panel or something, you know, one of my friends, well, he just lights up and just goes from being fucking almost brain dead to, you know, just lighting up like a Christmas tree telling the story. So it helps, man. It helps, you know, like, you know, it feels good for me too.
Yeah, well, I think everyone's going to feel good. This is a great conversation. Stick around, Vampiro. At the end of the show, we're going to have what we call our game show segment, our latest game show. We welcome on one of the Pro Wrestling for Life listeners, Kevin Wolfe. It's a great game. It's called Food Fight. So stick around for that. And if you are wanting to be on the show and play a game against Sean, I think we're going to start sourcing more contestants from our social media. So follow us at Pro Wrest for Life, and maybe you'll find out an opportunity to come on the show and get to compete, maybe talk a little bit with Sean here. But with that all out of the way, it's time for This Week in Wrestling. A lot of news happened this past week in the world of professional wrestling, Sean.
Nick, you don't have any news that leaves a bruise?
You specifically asked me after last week's recording, Nick, listen, it's not a bad catchphrase. It's actually a pretty good catchphrase, but you know how I change up the top of the show. You don't always need to say the same thing. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that was loosely what you told me after we recorded last week. Yeah. So very
refreshing, Nick. Very refreshing today. Switch it up a little bit.
So this week in wrestling, as I'm very serious about it, you know, dude, it's just such a cool time in professional wrestling right now. And this Friday night, I know, has a lot of fans excited. Now, it started off on Friday night at SmackDown. WWE announced they're going to do a super-sized episode on Friday night. They're going to be on FS1 because there's a Major League Baseball game that's going to be over on Fox. And it's going to run a half hour into AEW Rampage, right? Commercial-free. So Tony Khan, just today, as we're recording this on Tuesday, he announced that he's going to up the ante. He's like, well, if you guys want to run a half hour to Rampage, I'm going to do an AEW Rampage buy-in, and it's going to run during the second hour of SmackDown, making what was going to be a half-hour scuffle an hour and a half long scuffle on Friday night. What are your thoughts on that, Sean?
Oh, I'm here. I'm fucking here for it, man. Can you hear me okay? I'm too far from the microphone.
You're kind of far, but that's fine. Yeah, you're better now.
Yeah, I'm fucking here for it all day long. I love it when two promoters fucking whip their dicks out. Sue's cock is bigger.
It's a bit of a. I mean, like I wonder how close it's going to be, Sean, because like it's not like they're on Fox, right? It's SmackDown on FS1, both cable outlets. I'm interested, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and like who? I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen numbers wise.
Right. Sure.
None. I'm very, I'm definitely looking forward to finding out. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be like fairly close.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting with WWE because, like, I don't know why they decided to kind of poke the bear here and do that half-hour run into Rampage. Like, I kind of thought they were just going to, stay away, right? Do their own thing. It's interesting to me that they still feel the need to kind of, try to push these guys from time to time,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's so, I mean, sometimes it's just, it's too tempting.
Yeah.
To pass up. And who knows what they're getting from, the networks, the network execs, hey, do this, who knows?
Well, and it's very different when you're going heads up with NXT, right? Because as we've talked about, that's supposed to be their developmental, product. I'll be interested to see what these quarter hours look like. If you've got Roman Reigns on one channel, right, the arguably the biggest name in your company, and on the other channel you've got, a CM Punk or a Bryan Danielson going head to head. This is really, I think, the first real litmus test we're going to get of what does AEW's popularity look like when you're going up against the best that WWE has to offer.
We're talking about SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Yes. So I mean, the thing is, oh Jesus, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to make excuses, but like one show is on a network that has way more fucking clearance and way more houses.
They're not going to be on Fox this week. They're going to be on FS1. That's what I've been trying to say.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
it's not SmackDown. It's Raw. Or it is SmackDown.
It's SmackDown on FS1 because they had to get bumped, because the Major League Baseball games are going to be on Fox on Friday night. So SmackDown will be airing FS1. Yeah. So it won't be like, network versus cable blow. They're both going to be on cable, right? And I guess we could talk inside baseball here forever, but it's like, AEW, their fans know Friday night, on TNT, WWE fans kind of have to go out and find it. I always hate it because I never change my DVR, right? And so it doesn't record the FS1. I have to remember to do it, that kind of stuff.
Hey, man. Okay, things like not having a consistent schedule or being preempted is a kiss of death, man. It fucks you so hard. Oh my God, Nick. I remember, man, like and this was for a while, even once we were the top fucking show on cable television, period, we'd still get bumped for the fucking dog show. And I love dogs, man. The Westminster Kennel Club, though, bumped us every fucking year.
Yeah, and as a kid, I didn't get it, right? Like I was watching, and you start to wonder if wrestling got canceled, right? I mean, it's very different now, I know, with the internet and everything, but I remember being so confused about the whole dog show thing every year. I think there was a couple tennis preemptions too, if I remember right. So
yeah.
Anyway, well, we're talking about AEW versus SmackDown here right now. NXT, the former head-to-head of AEW, there was some news this past week that came out from the viewership trends, and I believe Dave Meltzer was the first one to report on this, that the median age for a viewer of NXT right now is 62 years old, which skews towards the older end of the spectrum, if not the spectrum, when it comes to WWE programming. What's your reaction to NXT attracting?
Who is like, I'm not sure who's in charge of the creative direction of the company right now, of the brand of NXT.
I mean, it sounds like, I mean, again,
you can't have 60 plus year old people in charge of the creative direction of a show that's geared towards young people. You fucking can't, man. I mean, maybe oversee it, but you got to let young, fresh blood fucking make those decisions.
Yeah, I mean, who is running NXT is kind of a question right now because, like, it sounds like Vince and Bruce have decided to become more hands-on with the product because I don't know that Hunter is there right now because he's recovering from surgery. So I don't know if he's like dialing in or if he's removed from the product. Like I don't really know,
Man, it's just, man, we gotta be self-aware enough to know that we don't fucking, and I'm including me too, man, as a 50-year-old man.
Right.
We don't fucking know what they want. We might think we do, or we might think we know what's best for them, but we don't fucking know. We need to fucking listen to people that do.
The thing that I think is most interesting on NXT, and I don't know if there's been a change in directions with the character or not, but when I saw the Joe Gacy character debut on
That's fucking brutal,
dude. I mean, and like there have been a lot of people that made jokes. They're like, Nick, they specifically made that character to get at you or whatever. People
if you're doing that to fucking specifically get at a certain group of people, you lost the fucking plot.
And it's at the time when you're trying to get people who left your product to go to AEW to come back to your product. And it would seem that the people who left to go to AEW, a lot of them were probably more progressive that for one reason or another just stopped kind of identifying with the product, and were looking for something different. I really thought it was a kind of thumb to the nose with the Joe Gacy stuff with that particular crowd. But then at the same time, I actually don't hate what they're doing now 3 weeks in with it, where he's kind of this Charles Manson character and he's got, Parker Bordeaux, giant spooky dude. Be the text to his Charles Manson. I don't hate that,
Okay, but that other shit, man, that was fucking rotten. Like some of the worst shit I've ever seen on fucking a wrestling TV show.
Well, and again, I don't want to get political here, but like I read a great article about the rise of conservative comedy recently, and I did not know how it's like being so much more aggressively targeted right now. How much more conservative comedy I guess there is right now. And that specific character felt like something that somebody who watches like Greg Gutfeld would find funny, right? Which is a 60.
I don't know, dude. I don't fucking talk about politics on the show.
Anyway,
I don't want to talk about that shit.
Less about politics, more about the art of what is going on here right now. But anyway, all right. Down at NXT in the Performance Center right now, we have a new addition coaching wise. Kenn Doane is going to be joining the WWE Performance Center coaching team. What do you think about Kenn's addition to the team?
I mean, I just have a tiny, like a limited experience with Kenn Doane. We had a match one time on a show. It was a crazy fucking show. Like, I don't want to get into like all the hijinks that happened, but like, anyway, so I had a really nice match with him, man. And like, he impressed me, man. He knows what's up in there. He's a good guy to have. I would be very comfortable having him as one of the coaches if I was running Performance Center.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah, and it's been nice too the past couple of years. He's been, working for MLW. He stayed busy. Him and, not Nick Mondo, Mike Mondo. Anyway.
Here's the thing, man. Like, not every coach has to have been in the main event and drawn all the money. Like, other people like that maybe just were mid-card guys still have a lot to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Like tons. I mean, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Norman Smiley is a name that always like impresses me so much, the longevity he's had and how respected and revered people talk about him. Because
but so Norman was a main eventer. Okay, he wasn't in main events in WCW, but like everywhere he went, like in Mexico, he was a huge star. Top world champion down there. And UWF, he wasn't like the top guy in UWF, but he was like one of the top American guys in the late 80s. And so like Norman just, he was mid-card guy or like lower mid-card guy in WCW just because of the glut of fucking talent there.
Yeah, sure.
And he was just at that point where he was just like, fuck it. I'm going to do the wiggle. And he's so fucking entertaining, man. God.
Yeah.
I like fucking Norman.
I like Norman Smiley a lot.
Because like he could do all that goofy shit and then fucking kill you like in the same instant, like, I mean, he's lethal.
Well, lastly here, as we talk about the Performance Center, some big news that came up this past week as well. AJ Mendez, formerly AJ Lee in WWE, finally returning to the pro wrestling business after I think about 8 years away from it. She's going to be doing commentary and she's going to be a producer for WoW, Women of Wrestling. They're going to be going into syndication here in about a year. But I don't know if you have any thoughts on her joining, but I know we were kind of talking before we got on the air, and you had kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, one that I told you I didn't really want to talk about.
Well, you said it.
Yeah.
You didn't want to talk about it because you said it sounded like you were blowing smoke
Yeah,
up your
I'm not going
ass.
to do it.
You don't want to tell the story now?
Well, I'm a fan of AJ's. I always knew she had something to offer since FCW days. Okay, I'll tell the story, Nick, but fuck, man.
You told me. You didn't tell me to not tell the story before the show.
Okay. There was a big talent evaluation. That Hunter came down. Taker was there. I was there evaluating all that. It was before NXT when Hunter was trying to figure out how to bring developmental up to speed. It was right as, we're trying to figure out how to turn it into, what it later became.
Sure.
And, so they were evaluating all the talent and they didn't even look at her. And Hunter asked me, is there anyone you want to look at? I was like, yeah, her. And, I just always knew like she had star quality about her. Like she wasn't the greatest in the ring, but she was good in there.
Yeah.
She really held her own in there. And I don't mean to even say like when I say she wasn't the greatest, that doesn't mean she wasn't excellent in there. It's just a lot of fucking talented women, but yeah, no. Yeah, I'm fucking just sitting here rambling, which is why I didn't want to tell the story in the first place.
It's a good story. It's a good story, I thought.
This episode of Pro Wrestling for Life is brought to you by Hellofresh. Nick, fall is busy, but Hellofresh recipes save time you'd otherwise spend meal planning, shopping, and chopping, so you can get back to what matters.
Oh, I love that. It sounded cool too when you said shopping and chopping. You really hit
right?
It. Yeah.
Yeah, it rhymes.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good stuff.
Hey, and HelloFresh offers 50 menu and market items to choose from every week, Nick. From vegetarian meals and calorie smart choices to extra special gourmet options. There's something for everyone to enjoy with recipes designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity.
And I can vouch for that, Sean. HelloFresh, easily one of my favorite sponsors for the show. They send me these meals to make at my home with my girlfriend Liz, or sometimes I just make them for Liz. It always comes, in this box where the meat is at the bottom and you've got this really cold kind of gel compress over it that makes sure the meat is fresh, which is very big, right? HelloFresh, fresh meat. Then you got the vegetables on top. And of all the stuff they sent me last time, these enchiladas that I made, oh, dude, I did them in the Dutch oven. And Liz has not stopped talking about the enchiladas. She's actually wondering when we're going to get more enchilada stuff back. She said that was maybe the best thing I've ever cooked. And the fact I did it from a pre-made kit like HelloFresh, blew her mind. It was very, very good, those enchiladas.
Yeah. Man, I love it when meat's at the bottom of the box like that, Nick.
Yeah, right? Keeping it nice and cold down there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Where else? What else? Where am I, Nick? Help me.
So if you want to go to HelloFresh.com/Pro14, PRO14, that's right. Use the code PRO14. You are going to get up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. That is a ton of free meals. I cannot stress enough how great the value is here in HelloFresh.com/PRO14.
Yeah, let me read it just because I screwed up a little bit ago. One more time. Go to HelloFresh.com/Pro14 and use code Pro14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you to HelloFresh for supporting Pro Wrestling for Life.
Hey man, so we're rolling already, man. No need for an introduction, man. Like if anyone doesn't know who you are, I don't know what to tell them, man. But
don't stop that shit. I'm the guy who wears the Ramones t-shirts.
I almost put my Wolfpack, we have a Wolfpack one that's kind of patterned after the Ramones, and that was too wrinkly.
I got you, brother. But
hey, so
every day, all day.
Hey, Vamp. Am I right in saying that the first time we actually crossed paths was WSX? It seems like it to me. I mean, I'm asking you too, because I don't remember. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't remember anything prior to that.
I mean, we were in Japan at the same time for different companies, and I remember telling you that we were trying to get you to Mexico right around when you were popping and I was popping. So I think that MTV thing was the first time we actually did something together. Yeah.
Went back when in the early 90s when different people were trying to get me into Mexico. Pena didn't like the way I looked. He wasn't a fan of how I looked. Man, you remember Pena? You remember how I was skinny as fuck and I had the mullet and anyways.
Yeah. I mean, you were doing your thing, brother. But you were the guy. You were the one who was lighting things up on fire because you were the first one who was doing the jumping spin kicks and all that shit. And it was just we were dying to get you into Mexico. And when I saw a videotape from you, Norman Smiley brought a videotape back from Japan, and it was a match of yours. I don't know if it was the Mall of America. Sometime I got that in my head. You were wearing all red, and you were fucking jumping off of the barrister of the staircase, and you were spin kicking guys off of there in a bar. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, you're talking about the Minnesota stuff with Jerry Lynn,
yeah, bro. You were the reason. When I saw that tape, I started taking Taekwondo right then and there because I was like, that is the most spectacular thing I've ever seen.
Stop.
The fucking kicks, man. I'm telling you, bro.
Stop, Vamp. You're here for me to blow smoke up your ass, not the other way
dude,
around.
I'm fucking blowing smoke right here, dude. I'm telling you the fucking way it is. I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. I saw that, and it's the honest to God truth. And I don't think I've ever told you that, but fuck.
No, man.
Yes,
no.
Yeah.
Well, Norman and I, he started with a few years before I did, but we both come from Malenko's and Norman would come on Sundays and train with us when we were doing, submission stuff and all that. But yeah, man. Hey, so that WSX stuff, Vamp, you had a producer role there. So it wasn't you were just one of the talent. And I was just this fucking I was man, I don't know how the fuck anyone dealt with me during that, during the shooting of the pilot, and then the week that we took to shoot the season. Oh my God. I look back on me then, Vamp, and I'm like, holy fuck, how did anyone put up with me? Oh my God, Nick. I was just so oh fuck, man. And it was bullshit, man, having to go practice your match ahead of time, in my mind and all that. But that was what was asked, and they were paying me a lot of fucking money, man. I could have showed up on time. Sorry about that.
No, man. I specifically remember that I thought meeting you was one of the coolest experiences I had because I had somebody who I had something in common with. I remember we never talked about fucking wrestling. We were talking about the whiskey, the Viper Room, fucking Melrose. Yeah, man. We were in a whole different. We had so much more in common that I don't know why you say that about yourself because I guess that's how people saw me too because I got along with you like this, man. And I get it, dude. We walked a pretty dangerous path there for a while, brother.
Yeah. So here's why I say things like that, Vamp, is because, I have a lot of situations where I feel like I acted like that. And it was just real, a motherfucker to deal with. And I just like to try to make a little bit of amends and at least acknowledge, how I was. And I really am not a big fan of the person I used to be. That's all.
I get that, and I went through the same thing, brother. When I was doing my therapy and fixing this Alzheimer's bullshit, I mean, the person that I used to be, I'm embarrassed about that. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have the scar tissue to be authentic now, just like you, my friend. So, I mean, it happened for a reason. And if you think about it, what we did, whether you like it or not, it was fucking authentic.
Our stuff, oh yeah, man. Honestly, looking back, I love it.
Who were fucking idiots. And there's a lot of those idiots that are still around today. And being that I'm not in the business anymore, you can go fuck yourselves. How's that?
Okay. Any specific names? No, I'm
Yeah.
Just no, I'm just kidding.
Are you ready? You trying to get yourself out of a hole, brother.
Hey, so Vamp. So hey, man, that was a great experience though. That WSX stuff, man, and it was so different, man. Like, I had a great time, man. I got
right.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, brother, I want to fucking brawl more. Let's go. And you were so into it, brother. It was so, that was like like when you and I broke in, we started changing that whole thing. This was the next stage of people changing the business right in front of our eyes. That was the birth of change, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely cutting edge.
Yeah.
And the pacing of it and everything. And then we, when we shot the season, Vamp, and the final episode as you and I for the title. And hey, man, we did, it was the fucking coffin match, man. The finish, it all looked great. That's how shit like that is supposed to look.
It was, I mean, it was because of you. You put that match together, dude. And, we just clicked in the ring. That was our first fucking time, bro. And it was just, it went off. I was one of my, that's one of my favorite matches. And every time I see highlights of it, I'm like, fuck. There's that
it
one.
It was really cool, man.
And the thing when we're going down the alley there and I hit your head off the deal and the spin kicks and you're fucking stuff. And I was like, fucking slow down, brother. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You're going to kill me out here. It was a great time, man. I love you for that, brother. That match was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
I enjoyed it, man. It was. I really thought it was a really good fucking way to end that. If we weren't going to come back, what a way to end it. Fuck it, right?
How long ago was that?
Man, what's it been like?
I think it was like 13 or 14 years ago. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, brother, you hit me so fucking hard that one of my arms is still longer than the other.
Fuck out of here.
I'm always there, bro, but I still fucking, I'm like, yeah, that's Sean.
I tell everyone to fucking put their hand up. I'm sorry you didn't fucking hear me say put their hand up.
No, man, I hit it on the thing. I had no choice. I didn't know where the fuck it was coming from. Those were good times, man. Those were good times.
Yeah, man, and all the cool, and Kevin Kleinrock, man, that guy doesn't get talked about enough, man. And
I love Kevin.
He's the best,
Kevin's
man.
the man, brother.
Yeah, just a super sweet guy, man. One of the really, really super fucking human beings that I've ever encountered in wrestling.
And that's why no one talks about him, brother, because he's
right.
And he deserves. If it wasn't all these fucking guys who walk around right now and like they're the shit and they're the draw. Look, first of all, you motherfuckers who are on top right now never drew anywhere. So stop your shit. And if I make enemies saying that, it is what it is. But if it wasn't for Kevin Kleinrock, a lot of these dudes who have forgotten Kevin Kleinrock wouldn't have had fucking food on the table. Kevin really sustained a lot of guys' careers. Really.
So people that might not know who Kevin Kleinrock is or maybe need a little refresher, Kevin, I first met him. He was working for XPW. I don't know how the fuck he managed that. He was the only normal motherfucker in the whole company. And then part of Big Vision Entertainment, which did the WSX stuff. They did a bunch of backyard wrestling, video game, different shit like that. And then Kevin, and then Masked Republic is what you would know Kevin from now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
and he loves you so much, man. Oh my God, he was the biggest Vampiro fan.
Oh, fuck, I love Kevin, man. He's an awesome dude, but he got this skinny little Jew guy in fucking XPW, run by a fucking porno company, and everybody in there's in the porno industry. They got me, you, Sabu, all the fucking rejects from ECW, and then you got Kevin. It just, brother,
I don't know.
It was fucking awesome. I'd never forget when I was there when New Jack threw that motherfucker off the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
I watched that live and I was like, what the fuck did I just see? It looked like Donkey Kong. Bing, bang, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wasn't that the greatest experience ever?
Hey, Vamp, do you remember the fucking the crack dealer that New Jack brought to the pilot taping and he fucking made him stand outside in the purple suit? in the fucking blazing hot sun the whole day. Like, I mean, you had to have been there, Nick, but you know, and then like people are going, oh my God, New Jack brought a crack dealer to the fucking show. Dude, so you're gonna book New Jack and then you're gonna complain about New Jack being New Jack.
It's like you go into the office to get paid and you got 10 porno girls and you got a fucking pound of fucking something that looks very suspicious. It's the color white and it's chopped really fine. And then you got a little envelope and the promoter says, you know, how do you want to get paid?
Oh my God.
Yeah, those were different times. Kids, stay in school.
Hey, Vamp. Hey,
Yeah.
man. That when I came to Guadalajara,
Yeah.
you know, you and I had that match in that outdoor stadium. It was a death match, and
Yep.
it was called the promotion was called RXLL.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happened with it, but I just remember we had a really that was a neat match too, man. I mean, for what it was.
It was violent as fuck, dude.
Yeah, fucking white tubes, fucking you threw me into this fucking shit and it exploded. Yeah.
That was RXL, Revolution Pro Wrestling. That was Kevin's idea.
Was that? That was a Kevin thing?
Yeah, it was a Kevin.
Can't win them all, Kev.
Yeah, it was a Kevin thing. And man, we tried, dude.
Yeah.
We tried, but you know, when you got people on the other side of the fence coming to hold you hostage for your
you know, so Nick, I see your kind of eyes that seems like a crazy story, but that's the kind of shit that happened down there. That's no fucking joke, man.
Yeah. I remember Marty the Moth came to Mexico when the fucking Lucha Underground was happening.
Yeah.
I was bringing Marty into AAA, and I was like, brother, whatever the fuck happens tonight on the ride home, do not panic. Don't get out of the fucking car and just keep your mouth shut. And don't get all steroided out and He-Man-ish because you'll die. What are you talking about? And sure enough, halfway home, we get stopped on the highway in the military. They're all, with the guns and they're pointing at us. And you got these fucking guns that'll bring down an airplane. I'm like, Marty, that's not the military. That's the cartel. Whatever the fuck happens, just don't even lift your head up. Look at the floor. And they were all wrestling fans. They were like, Vamp, you guys can go or whatever. But hey, that's Mexico, baby.
Yeah.
Wow. I always wonder why Marty hasn't done better. He's got all the looks and talents and stuff. I don't know why somebody hasn't picked him up in the States. I'm really surprised by that.
Me too, because there's no politics in wrestling.
That has something to do with it.
I don't know what the politics involved with Marty the Moth are. I'm sorry. So.
Hey man, that's fucking pretty thick politics down in Mexico too, Vamp.
The world should take its fucking lessons from pro wrestling. One political system for all of you, the motherfuckers. Yeah. Everybody gets it in the ass. That's the way it should be ran, isn't it?
So Vamp, some people that don't know or that have never been to Mexico, when somebody says that you were as big as John Cena or guys like that, I'm going to say bigger because fucking 15 years past your quote unquote heyday, you come back to AAA. Remember, I'm there, me, Marco Corleone, fucking, you had that match with Conan and that was outdoor stadium and we came down, interfered and shit. Anyways, dude, 15 years or maybe even 20 years later, dude, your fucking pop when you came out, it's fucking impressive no matter how you look at it, man. This is me blowing smoke up your ass right now because if somebody rolls their eyes when they hear that you were that big down in Mexico, I'm here to fucking tell you it's the truth, man. It's the fucking truth.
You freaked me out so much that my camera turned from black and white to color. This so people can see how you embarrassed me, motherfucker.
Right.
I don't know how to answer that.
It's not really a question. It was a statement.
I didn't expect to hear that. I don't know what it was or what it is. I think I was in the right place at the right time. When Mexico in the 1980s, the government didn't allow live rock and roll, and especially American bands. So when I got here, MTV had just started. Metallica had just played here. Guns N' Roses just broke out. and then wrestling was on TV. So all those things happened on the same weekend, and I showed up. And I had that look of Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Strip back in the, in the late 80s, early 90s, the whole vampire rock and roll thing. And you can't touch Metallica, but you can touch Vampiro. So I filled that cultural thing, and I had tattoos, and that didn't happen. And that was one of the first guys in Mexico with long hair. Yeah. It just is what it is. So I don't know what happened, and I don't know why the Vampiro character has that effect. But I'm blessed. Believe me, it's not me. I got zero fucking talent. But I just was in the right place at the right time, and very, very blessed, man. Very, very blessed. Very blessed.
Hey, so
there's a lot of motherfuckers out there who copied that image. I don't want to say any names, but there's one who looks like this, and he tells everybody he's in a band. And anyways.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, I fucking said it.
Okay. What have you become? Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry. Hey, Vamp, so a lot of your people that have known you for years and years call you Billy. Is that because of Billy Idol?
Yeah. When I got to Mexico, they couldn't say Ian.
Oh, okay.
I had blonde hair, and the pictures that I sent down, and when I was a teenager, I was a huge mark for Billy Idol, and Billy just stuck, and that was it.
Yeah, even like sometimes I'll hear Norman even call you Billy.
Yeah, I have no idea where the fuck that comes from. What are you talking about, you dumb fuck? But, brother, if you can't laugh at yourself, you and I, and there's a few of us, we survived. 99% of us, of our generation, all joking aside, didn't make it. And we did. Yeah, okay, we went to the fucking top, and we lost our grounding a little bit. All right. I fucked up too. So what? Wouldn't you? If you're fucking 21 years old, you come from the street, and somebody tells you you're God, and you got 300 million women all over the place, and you're making money. That's not going to affect you. You're that much better than me, brother. I'm so fucking proud of everything that you're doing. You got this show going on, and the way people talk about you, and I see the sheets and whatever, and I see you're booked all over the planet. You're a fucking warrior, man, and good for you, dog. And thank you.
Thanks,
whether you like it or not, you're an influence on me, and I appreciate it. Because I know I fucked up too, and I didn't know where to go, and I just looked at what you were going through, and I just based however you did it. It worked for you, and I just started getting my shit together. And I want to say thank you on behalf of a lot of us who didn't know how to fucking climb out of that hole. And it's man, it's thanks to you,
dude. Hey, man, it's fucking crazy because when you don't know how to climb up out of it, man, like, yeah, it can seem insurmountable. And man, it took a long fucking time, man. And I never thought I was going to do it for a while, and I'm sure you felt that way too, man.
I feel every day is a battle, brother. And people don't understand it. They think mental health is a word or it's a fashion statement. It's like, no, motherfucker. You evil bastards out there want me to get better, but you watch every
want you to fall too, man.
To watch me fall, motherfuckers. And it's like, so, okay, if that's what you expect of me, then yeah, I'm going to talk shit like I just did, because I don't know you. You don't know me. You've already formed your opinion. And if that's your mentality to hear me speak about other people, shame on you. Shame on you, you motherfucker. Shame on you.
Hey, Nick, do you want to get in here and because I know there was some stuff that you wanted to kind of delve into.
No, well, one of the things, there's a couple things that come up. First of all, I want to address, you saying that you're not in the wrestling business anymore, Vampiro. I think the last time we had the chance to talk was about your documentary. I had gotten the impression that there were still some projects in the works. Are you decidedly out of pro wrestling? What's your relationship, I guess, right now with the business?
I got Alzheimer's, and I got 86% of my body with chronic arthritis. I embarrass myself when I go in the ring, and I don't want to embarrass the business, because the business gave me a life, gave me an identity, let me feel my dreams. But Sean will know this. Once you're a pro wrestler, there's no way out of it. You're in it for life. It's just like being a convict or being an addict. When you hear those things, I'm always an addict, even though I've been clean for 30 years. I was born to be a pro wrestler, as was Sean. I don't agree with the politics. I don't agree with the direction of things. But then again, when I was an innovator, people didn't agree with me either. And that's life. And it's just kind of like, I don't need to explain my shit to anyone. If I go do a pro wrestling show, it's because I love pro wrestling, not because I need you to do this. You know, I really like to help people. I like being around the guys. There's very few. Sean's one of them. If I was on a show with Sean, I would take the show. But if there's some promoter, and even though it's a good payoff and it's a jabroni fucking situation where I got to deal with gossip, I just don't go, man. I don't need that. It's not why I became a pro wrestler. I became a pro wrestler because I'm a fan of pro wrestling, not the pro wrestling business.
Sure. And any backstage, are you like outside of being in the ring? I mean, I think, again, the last time we talked, we actually brought up WSX a little bit, and I believe that you had mentioned there was like a chance we might see it come back in some fashion or something like that. I don't know if that's something that's no longer on the table or not.
I mean, look, every swinging dick out there who's been in a position to have a little bit of stroke starts their promotion for 10 minutes on the internet, and then it goes out of business because they signed a deal somewhere else. It's kind of like, look, motherfucker, there's the WWE, there's AEW, there's Impact, and then there's Japan and some indies in Europe. That's fucking it. If you can get to Mexico every now and then, there ain't nothing else going on out there. So all these other little shows that are happening, God fucking bless you. Stop hiring superstars. That's not why you're doing a show. You're doing a show because you're a fucking fan of wrestling and you're giving new talent a place to learn the craft. The guys who didn't make it and you're sourpusses and you're fucking bent out of shape, hey, man, it happens to everybody. This doesn't last forever. The guys who are on top, don't forget to pass the torch because you didn't get there because you're talented. You got there because you were in the right place at the right time. If people start to go back to where we came from and not forget that I was that fucker who carried jackets to the ring. I was that guy who saved up my money to buy a ticket. I watched the AWA on Saturday nights to see the Road Warriors come out for 15 seconds. That's what taught me to love pro wrestling. All this other shit out there that there could be a comeback, and then you got Court Bauer and Conan flirting with the idea of bringing back Lucha Underground. Hey, man, don't bring it back. Do something better. Yeah. The business needs to evolve, and then pass the torch. This is history. This is culture. It doesn't belong to us. We were here for a time, and that's it. That's how I feel.
So you're not necessarily advocating to bring back Wrestling Society X, and it sounds like you're kind of a little coy on Azteca Lucha, what they're doing in MLW right now. I mean, we don't know what it looks like quite yet, but it's certainly a descendant of Lucha Underground.
I can tell you what it looks like.
Okay, please do.
Mean, look, you brought the match that Sean and I had when the MTV project with the coffin and all that. That can't be duplicated. It's a one-time deal. But all you kids today were influenced by it, so take it and make it better and let me and Sean watch it and say, fuck, that's awesome what you guys did.
Yeah.
But be careful because you're going to have to do that for the next generation. You can't bring it back. You got to evolve on it. The Rolling Stones are on tour right now. Their fucking drummer died. It's not the Rolling Stones anymore. I'll go see them because of what it represents. But the moment the original is done, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Do something better with it. And guys like Sean, guys like myself, we don't have egos. You don't fucking need to have us there. I'd like to be there. But I didn't start becoming a pro wrestler for the money, so I'm not going to finish being a pro wrestler for the money. I need the payoff. But if I finish wrestling, it's going to be on my terms. It's because I want to say thank you to the business and to the fans and to my opponent for letting me live my dream.
And do you see Lucha Underground as the evolution of what Wrestling Society X was? I mean, you were a part of both of them, and, you say not to kind of replicate the past, but Lucha Underground kind of took a lot of the elements. I watched
it was fucking ridiculously similar.
Yeah.
It should apologize
or at least fucking acknowledge.
Yeah, it was blatantly a copy. It just was. It was a copy. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean, Sean, I watched yours and Vampiro's WSX title match back this morning, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow. This may as well be in the temple. I mean, even the way the fans were filmed, the whole aesthetic, the lighting, and I mean, dude, it is just. I guess it's like I forgot a little bit, like the presence when you were full on Vampiro with the makeup and the dreadlocks and like standing there with Sean. I mean, really impressive, man. Like the vibe of the space in that moment was super cool. Like I really loved what that was.
That initial sequence with me and Sean where he ducks and then come back with the spin kick and all that and the vest and his hair and this and that and the kicks and he does the thing in the corner. I just saw that a couple months ago, that match, and I watch it every now and then because it was one of my better matches because of my opponent. And I look at what's going on today. Today you can do all the moves that we did, but you don't tell the story. that part is forgotten. That's why you can't copy it, because what we did, we told the story because we were educated that way. Now it's Cirque du Soleil. I get it, but that's not my thing.
And I was so caught off guard, Sean, when you did the mist right out of the gate. I don't know that I'd ever seen you do the face mist before, but it was.
I did it to Matt Hardy. I can't remember who. Like, I would do sometimes in the right after the beginning of the match. Oh, fuck, man! I thought, I don't know, man. I can't remember who I did it to. I thought they were gonna punch me in the fucking head. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Vamp knew it was coming, though.
I don't even know, dude. It didn't matter. You know, it was you. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it is.
So I was a little surprised. So wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but you two did share a little bit of time on top of each other in WCW, right? In '97. No, you guys were never part of the company at the same time. All right, never mind. I thought you guys may have been in the locker room at least for a little while at the same time. Because I think for a lot of people, you guys are really synonymous. Like with WCW, it's crazy to think that you guys actually didn't work together at WCW.
Right?
You know? Yeah. I had to kind of go down the rabbit hole. I was like, maybe there was a little overlap here. No, you guys were I think you may have just kind of missed ships in the night.
We were Vamp and I were around each other the most when we both worked for AAA.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Vamp, I last time I saw you were some kind of executive producer or something with AAA, man. You were calling shots down there behind the scenes. Not anymore.
No. I kind of started that journey thanks to the project in MTV. I ran AAA for a while. Then I left. I came back. I ran it again, and then I got a text
up a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, I got a fucking WhatsApp saying I'm not needed anymore, and
one of those.
At the end of that, yeah. I was like, but I'm producing your TV show. I'm the writer of your show. I'm okay. All right.
How much?
And that was it.
How much interest do you have in working with the younger generation? I mean, obviously, it seems like you feel there's some lessons that guys like you and Sean can pass on to these guys. I mean, is that something that you're pursuing or no?
If the opportunity arises, I happily do it. But I'm so involved with the Guardian Angels in Mexico. I have a TV show here. I've got my radio show. I got my band here. I got a different life. I way left wrestling a long time ago, and I do so much social work with the Guardian Angels. I mean, it's a serious fucking thing down here. So if I get invited to a wrestling show, I mean, I'm not even a pinhead of what I used to be. But I do see the reaction of the guys in the dressing room. And if somebody comes and says hello, I'm happy to watch their match and guide them. If I'm lucky enough to get in there, I have fun, man. I have fun. So if I can help somebody out, I do a small show and they're like, Vamp. And I'm like, no. Who do you want to build? Let them beat me. I mean, that's the whole point. Create somebody new. Give somebody that memory. So it's tough for me to be involved in wrestling because I live in Mexico. And the indie scene in the United States is a whole other animal, and they kind of got their favorites, and the circuit's tough to get into for me because it's an expense to bring me from here.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm so committed. My radio show is Monday to Friday, every night, and then I'm with the band on the weekend or doing something. I just don't have the time, and I'm really in love with rock and roll. So I'm where I started out before wrestling, and this is exactly what I was born to do. So,
hey, Vamp, the most important thing I want to know is right now, is life good, man? Are you happy? I mean, that's the most important fucking thing, man.
Yeah, Sean, once I started confronting my ego in my therapy because of the Alzheimer's, and I got into the spirituality and practicing ritual magic, I met Damien Eccles. I know who he is.
Oh, yeah, of course. Memphis 3.
Yeah, and once that happened, I don't have the words to say how grateful I am to God or to the universe with my happiness right now. I am so in love with life. I'm in such a good place. And I know it's because I'm away from the evilness of the wrestling business. Hey
man, I'm not gonna argue with you on that, man, because if you don't have your fucking spiritual self-defenses up, our industry can really fuck you up, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. How many guys?
At least back in our day, man.
I can only imagine. Look at all the ODs and suicides that we went through in our generations. Not just in the WWE, WCW, Mexico, Japan, Europe. A lot of people lost their lives because of the stress of trying to fucking even know if you're going to eat tomorrow. Wrestling I don't think it's a wrestling business. I think it was the culture of the people trying to manipulate the behind the scenes that really fucked with a lot of guys' heads. And bro, I can only pray that the dressing room today in the bigger companies is not like that, because I just saw too many people go, man. And it's so sad to me. It really is. People that I call brothers that I'll never see again.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. Look, man, the guys and girls in the industry today, man, they have their own set of problems, but a lot of that shit like isn't as prevalent, man. Thankfully.
Really?
Thankfully. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like there's not a lot of guys all fucked up, you know. I mean,
it's a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, you guys would use drugs. Well, yeah, motherfucker. I'm insecure. I'm in a fucking business where they beat me and break me down on purpose so that I don't rise to the top and get a little bit bigger piece of the pie. I'm around fucking people who want to eat me alive every day. My body fucking hurts. I travel 400 days a year. I'm losing my wife. I never see my fucking kids. And I got to do something so I can sleep at night, so I can get through this, so I can go there tomorrow. And you're going to fucking judge me on that, and you've never walked that path? Shame on you. Shame on you.
And I think a lot of people, when we talk about the difference in the generations, you know, the internet is such a big difference, right? Like the ability to connect with your family, the ability to like get your message out, the ability to look into issues that you may be affected by or affecting your friends, like that just wasn't there for you guys, right? Like I'm barely old enough to remember payphones and having to go like outside to like place a call before cell phones. You know, I mean, it's a very different environment when you don't have, I mean, social media, the internet is both good and bad. In some ways, I feel it is good because it's allowed people to feel interconnected. And
bro, the fucking bad so far as that outweighs the good. It's not even fucking funny though, Nick. There's no question about it at all. It's just a fact of life that we have social media now.
Yeah, I really think that what the big companies dropped the ball on, but I don't think they knew any better, is there was no psychological help. There was no support. There was no psychologist on board. It was steroids or physical therapy or machismo, but there was nobody to talk about problems, mental health issues. And that's just starting to come around. But I mean, I'm sure if that was available to us back then, things would have been very different. Very, very different.
And that was something recently when there was the unfortunate passing of Daphne. I know WWE put out a text or a message to everybody in the company letting them know that these are services that are available to them now. And I agree with you. I think that advocating for that within the companies and stuff is really great, and having access to those kinds of resources. I agree that it is better now in the business. I only brought up the internet thing just because I know that there's a lot of people that are able to reach out.
That's why you brought it up.
I didn't bring it up.
You're a huge piece of shit, Nick.
I didn't bring it up because I'm a huge piece of shit. So I introduced the internet into the conversation because I wanted to be a real fucking asshole, and I apologize.
That's okay, Nick. You're forgiven.
All right,
you're actually a really good dude at heart, Nick.
Thank you. I tried my absolute best. So,
Sean.
Yeah, man.
How you doing, man? How you doing, brother?
You know, man, like, honest to God, man. Look, you right now, I tell you, like, life is great, man. You know, I'm dealing with some shit a little bit. You know, like I try not to fucking focus on it too much because there's nothing I can do about some of it. But you know, man, I just deal with it. Fuck, man. You know, I get a little bit like short tempered, like I have, you know, sometimes. Anyways, there's probably a lot of similar shit you deal with.
Yeah, but how much doesn't it help you so much to be doing this though? You know,
it does, man. Right? It does. And you know what else, man? I got married almost 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago. And man, my wife is so amazing, man. She's the fucking greatest. And I wasn't ready for that up until now. Okay. You know, like I would have fucked it up if I would have met her anytime sooner than I did.
Then, brother, you went through everything that you did in life to meet her.
Yeah.
And you're blessed. And because of God sees that you're making the effort, that's why she's in your life. It's awesome to see this and hear you
No,
like this,
it's
man.
crazy, man. Like however you want to talk about the universe or how, like,
Right.
but man, when you do the right thing or like you're doing good shit, man, the universe fucking responds.
Oh yeah.
You know, man, I've always like been able to visualize things in my life. And like from the time I was 10, man, I knew I was going to be a pro wrestler. Like I fucking had this vision. I'm sure you did too, man. You had to. There's no way you could have done what you did if you didn't have that fucking vision in your head, right? Like you're talking about it, man. You were talking about it earlier. Like you talked about being in the right place at the right time. That's everyone has to have that. But there's so many other things that go along with it too, man. Right? Like being brilliant, being fucking talented, having the work ethic and fucking staying the course. Anyways.
Work ethic. Not
yeah, dude.
Work ethic. Yeah.
And not fucking giving up, man.
And brother, you and I have so many things in common, and that's why when I see the new, I follow you on Twitter and I see what you're doing, and when people post about you and stuff, I'm just fucking proud of you, man. I'm proud
Thanks,
of you,
man.
I'm proud of you. I don't need to see you every day to call you brother. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, man.
Fuck, a lot of years, bro. A lot of fucking years.
Yeah.
I started wearing fucking shin pads because of you, and I started using Asics because of you. You had those fucking white Taekwondo fucking dirty ass shin pads, right?
Yeah. The shitty ones, yeah.
Yeah, because
before I got because you couldn't. I had to go to Japan to get a pair of real ones. I was so fucking happy I got a pair of real kick pads.
When I saw those, I stole Ultimate Dragons right in the dressing room. I didn't give a fuck.
What?
Yeah, fuck him.
Has anyone seen my kick pads anywhere?
Yeah.
No, but I just got a new pair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro? It is what it is. But what do you got going on, brother? I hear you're going through some therapy. You're doing very well.
I might have a match next year, some shit like that. It's a little not trying not to make a huge deal out of it.
Oh, you're so full of shit, brother. You're just like you're gonna be in that ring like a motherfucker.
Try and get in shape.
Anyway. Oh yeah, I think you're doing all right, brother. I think you're doing all right.
Hey man. Okay, go ahead, Nick. I was just gonna.
No, it's fine. I know we're wrapping up here, but I was going to say, I told Vamp just before we started the interview you were coming back, and his attitude was more like, why would he want to get in there,
Exactly.
Exactly.
What the fuck is wrong with you? But then it's the same thing that's wrong with me. I'm going to do it too. So who the fuck am I saying anything?
Man, soon enough, I won't be able to do it at all.
Yeah, I can't do it now, and I'm still in there, brother. So don't even think that shit, because you know very well that it's in you, and you'll go in there with one arm and one leg. You don't give a fuck. You're just like me. So don't say that. You know that. You'll find a way to do a spin kick with one leg.
Yeah. I just bought one of those fucking stretch machines that you crank.
No,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
the old school
right now.
Cool ones. Yeah.
Fuck.
No way. Bro, I'm happy playing guitar. I'm happy being on the radio. I'm happy hunting ghosts. I got a paranormal show. It's really fucking dope.
Get out, really?
Yeah. I love that shit, man.
Hey, do you ever have Jaime Musan on your show or whatever? Like,
I'm a friend of his.
Wow, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's
like the number one UFO guy, the OVNI guy in all of Mexico.
Bro, Mexico is the fucking hotbed.
Mexico's the fucking hot, like the capital of UFOs everywhere in the world.
Man, it ain't Egypt ain't got the fucking ruins, bro.
I seen him down there. I seen him down there. I never met anyone that didn't see him down there.
Mexico's another thing, brother. You know that.
Yeah.
That's why I've never left, man. Never left.
Magical, man.
So what do you think? Are you you believe the ancient aliens theory then? You think that they're like the ruins down in Mexico, or
Dude, I don't believe anything. I live it. I'm a part of that cult. I'm a part of that fucking.
Are you a fucking Anunnaki hybrid?
No.
What the fuck, man?
We're older than that, brother. We're older than that. Yeah. No. I'm into the whole thing. I go to a university in Italy to study magic. I talk to Damien all the time. I travel the world to do these other things. I'm pretty high up in the Masons. I'm a Freemason, and I do all the rituals and all the of course, and especially since I saw the results. And to be honest with you, aside from all the joking around, when you really see and you get the veil taken off your eyes and you fucking cross a dimension and you meet an alien, you're like, I fucking so angry that everything I've learned in my whole life is not true. It's just mind-blowing. The Holy Grail is real. but it's not an object. It's a frequency. It's a mathematical equation. It's a sound, and it's a place. And you can do the fucking resurrection. When you see and do these things, and people say, you're full of shit. I said, well, actually, no, I'm not. It's so insane. And I've been into it for about 20 years now. So yeah.
Hey, man, if you haven't checked out a book by Manly P. Hall called Secret Teaching of All the Ages, you'll fucking love it. You will love it, dude.
I have it here in my iBooks.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know? Yeah, brother. If you're into that kind of shit, check out a guy named Mitch Horowitz. Just Google him. He's Aleister Crowley for our ages. Just check him out if you want to get educated.
I used to be into it huge, man. I know. It's just, yeah.
Bro, that ritual that Aleister Crowley did, the one that he stopped, I started that. I started doing it myself.
Is that what happened?
I fucking freaked out and I couldn't. Yeah, it was too heavy. But I've stayed in Aleister Crowley's house in Italy, in Sicily, the one that's abandoned, the one that he had the whole cult thing there, and Mussolini kicked him out and all that. It's still there.
Is it Golden Dawn or something?
It'll be after that. But if you go to that house, you still see his graffiti, his paintings. It's a shrine, but people won't go near it in Italy because it's haunted. But you can just go there and just fucking hang out. I do it. I've done it. I don't know. I spent about 3 nights in there one time.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another trip, man. But I did it on purpose. I did it for a reason, right? I did it for a ritual that I went through, and it was.
See, I would love to learn more. I am very into the occult. I only have my own really occult item. This is my skull cap that I keep behind me here, and I have no idea what kind of energy that has put into my life. But I'm super interested in all of that stuff. I think it's really fascinating, especially when you talk about like the Holy Grail being a frequency and things like that.
And just like ancient mysteries, sure. There's a lot of fascinating shit. Anyways, Vamp, dude, I love you, man. I appreciate you taking like almost an hour to
Bro, I got mad fucking love for you, man. There's only a handful of people in this business that I call my brothers, and you're one of them.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you so much, man. And
I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you, motherfucker.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Love you, man.
100%.
I love you too, dude. And guys, please, anytime, anything, I'm down. I'm on the team.
Welcome back to the game show portion of Pro Wrestling for Life. It is me, Nick Hausman, the host here of the game show. Every time we do them, I mean, maybe not every time. Sometimes Sean hosts them, but a lot of the time, I'm the host of the game show segment. Today, that is going to be what I'm doing. And of course, you can't have a head-to-head without two heads. First, coming to the show right now, he is the host of the overall Pro Wrestling for Life show, two-time WWE Hall of Famer, Sean X-Pac Waltman. Sean, welcome back to the game show segment.
Thank you, man. It's really good to be back here on the game show segment.
Yes, we're going to play a fun game here today. I have something I think kind of outside the box, creative, which always bodes well when I try to think outside the box with the game here, Sean. So we'll see how this one goes.
Hit and miss, usually hits.
Okay, well, we'll see. I'm optimistic about this one. It passed the girlfriend test. I played it with Liz, and she had a lot of fun with it. So we'll see if it translates. So Sean's here today, and he's going to go in head-to-head with a guy who left a very nice review on our iTunes page. He follows us on Twitter. He's somebody we picked it to go head-to-head here with Sean today on the show. It's our good friend, Kevin Wolfe. Kevin, welcome to Pro Wrestling for Life.
How's it going, guys?
Was that you that sent that review in yesterday, or was it yesterday I saw it?
I sent in a review yesterday.
Yeah, man. That was very nice. Very, very appreciate you taking the time to do that, Kevin.
Oh, of course, man. Appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
So I have to call out here real quick. I was a little confused because Kevin screenshotted the wrong iTunes review. It was not actually his iTunes review. It was somebody else's, though he did leave an iTunes review.
Yeah, but the other one was really good. The one the other guy left might have been better than Kevin's.
Oh, yeah, I told you. Mine was short and sweet. I'm a few words.
Okay. Well, either way, Kevin did do the right thing. He left an iTunes review, so we picked him to bring him on the show.
5 stars, too.
5 stars. Perfect. Just like he's a regular Dave Meltzer over here. So we had another review. The review I thought was Kevin's was somebody who claimed they ran into me at a grocery store, right? It was very nice, but that's not Kevin. But that doesn't mean I'm going to change today's game up because I was inspired by the grocery store gimmick. So today on the show, Sean, Kevin, you're going to be going heads up in a game I'm calling Food Fight. Now, it's a very simple game, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to name a food item, and then you have to tell me which pro wrestler, in your opinion, is most like that food item and why. And then I will decide who has told me which wrestler is more like the food item I have listed here. Think outside the box, get creative with it to decide who goes first here today. It is October 13th, 2021, as we release the show here today. It is Duke the Dumpster Drosy's birthday. First of all, happy birthday to Duke the Dumpster Drosy. I'm going to give you both a chance to guess how old Duke the Dumpster Drosy turned today to see who goes first. So Kevin took a deep sigh. Kevin, I'll let you go first. How old do you think Duke the Dumpster is here today?
Okay. 52.
Okay. Sean, how old do you think Duke the Dumpster Drosy is?
54.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kevin was closer. It is 51, almost dead on the money. Honestly, Kevin. Now, before we get into this, I feel bad. I thought that we had some familiarity. Kevin, what do you do? If you're not in the grocery business, what do you do?
You're not going to believe me. I am a dairy manager at a grocery store.
What? So you are also in the grocery business?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I was kind of chuckling when you were talking about that.
That's amazing. I used to work at the deli at a Whole Foods here in Chicago. I absolutely loved that job. So
Sorry to hear that. Oh, you like the job, yeah? Oh, okay.
I had a great time. I was getting paid to just jaw jack across the deli counter with people.
Yada, 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 Nick. Nobody gives a shit about your fucking job at the grocery store.
The man has spoken.
I couldn't help myself.
Hey, Lisa Marie Verone, Victoria, used to come in and talk to me at the deli, and it always made my day very, very
Talks
nice.
to everyone.
Well, whatever, Sean. It was still nice for me as I was making $12 an hour slices of deli meat. All right. No fucks given about my grocery or deli background. Okay, let's get into it here. Kevin, you're going to get to go first.
Ugh.
I'm going to tell you. Okay, so the first food item here is spaghetti. Which pro wrestler is most like spaghetti to you and why? Sean, I'll throw it to you next.
Current, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter. All time. Which wrestler is most like spaghetti to you and why?
Oh, boy. Okay, let's go with AEW's Marco Stunt. Skinny little fella.
Skinny little Marco Stunt.
Spaghetti Man.
Spaghetti Man Marco Stunt. Sean, when you think of spaghetti, what pro wrestler comes to mind?
Captain Lou.
Oh, and can you tell us a bit more why Captain Lou comes to mind when you think of spaghetti?
Because on Tuesday Night Titans, there was this segment one time where he was like just fucking feeding his face, and I think he was dressed like a pumpkin or some crazy shit. Like I think it might have been the Halloween episode, but I could be making this whole thing up fucking right now, but I think it's a real memory. But yeah, Captain Lou.
Okay, well, you know what? Honestly, Sean, more detailed, more passionate pitch. I think we'll go with Captain Lou Albano in spaghetti. So, Sean, up 1-0 here. Kevin, over to you. Granny Smith Apple. When you think of pro wrestlers, which one do you think of when you think of Granny Smith Apple?
I think you got to go Carlito, right? Eating the apple, spitting it. I mean, come on. I think that's kind of a low-hanging fruit, if you will. Carlito. Let's go Carlito.
Okay, Sean, which wrestler is most like a Granny Smith Apple for you?
I was going to say Dean Douglas.
And why?
Oh, that's a
The
good one.
fucking teacher Apple.
That's a good one.
He used to use it in his vignette.
That's way better.
Not really. Yours is a little bit more obvious.
You know what? Kevin was so adamant that he was not right. Sean, I'm going to give you 2-0.
Yeah, that was well done. Well played.
Thanks, man.
I think we were just on the anniversary of the Dean Douglas Shawn Michaels match that didn't happen for the IC title. So anyway.
Razor's Night.
I know. All right, back to you here, Kevin. When you think of quiche, what pro wrestler comes to mind? Quiche. Egg dish.
Yeah.
Ham.
I have no reason to come up with this, but the head shrinkers. I just remember the Survivor Series. They're stuff in their face. You got
Sorry.
who else was in that? Bastion Booger. Those guys stuff in their face, making a mess. Turkey legs. Quiche pop. They popped in my head when you said quiche. It makes no sense.
Okay.
I get it. I just remember those guys. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. Head shrinker, Sean. When I say quiche, who comes to mind for you? Which pro wrestler?
Rikishi.
Oh.
That's what we used to call him. Short.
Quiche.
Wow. Okay. A good play on words, but I'm going to give this one to Kevin because, again, much more detailed, not just a play on words. So I'm going to give this one.
So Kevin's getting fucking socially promoted, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Try to keep it close.
The fucking game's not over yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got to keep it close.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm going to take it.
I think in the context of what the game is, I'm not looking for word play. I'm looking for what emotionally connects with the food. So that's why I gave it to Kevin there. That's why my thought process was. All right, Kevin, back to you. When you think of a russet potato, what wrestler comes to mind? Russet potato.
Oh, boy.
I know, not a red potato, right? A brown russet potato.
Mantar. Just in an outfit. Looks like him. Kind of shaped like a potato. Looks like he's brown.
That's a very good answer. I actually like Mantar as a potato. Sean, when you think of russet potato, who do you think of here?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't good. Kevin's sneaking up on a 2-2 here.
I don't know. Rockstar Spud.
Rockstar Spud.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's really good, actually. Man, he's got the word Spud in his name. Mantar does kind of look like a potato, but I got to lean Spud. And you know what, Sean, at 3-1, you've won my food fight game here today. We did a nice job talking about foods and pro wrestlers here. But before we go, since we have Kevin here, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him to be on the show and talk to you.
I thought you've been on the show before, Kevin. No? Like, you seem
sir.
familiar to me, dude. Like,
No, sir. I hadn't the first time.
Another one of those. I feel like I met you somewhere before.
No.
All right. Well,
Happy to be here.
But
yeah,
Kevin,
happy to have you, Kevin.
Since you are here, once in a lifetime opportunity, is there something you want to ask Sean to wrap up here since you got him here right now? Anything
Yeah, sure. If you don't mind, and it's kind of might sound a little silly to you, but WrestleMania 15.
Yeah.
Triple H when he turned. How did you feel for that was going to impact your career, DX going forward?
It was my decision.
Get out, really?
Yeah, because when Vince McMahon asked me to have the match with Shane at WrestleMania, there was a couple of conditions because he was unproven, man. Like, I didn't know he was going to be that good. You know, one was that I'm going over, I'm winning the match, and two was that like I called the shots. He had to listen to, me, and like both of them ended up not happening. And I'm going to tell you, like the first one, the calling the shots thing, like I let him call some of them because he brought some really good fucking ideas. And I know this isn't all part of your question, but it has to do with it,
No.
So, yeah, he really brought a lot more to the table than I ever imagined he would at that stage in the game for him. And so, but going over, that was Vince fucking agreed to it, and like they never once asked me to change it. It's just as soon as Paul started telling me he's turning at WrestleMania, like his turn wouldn't have meant shit. His turn would have been fuck all if it wouldn't have been me he turned on. So it was just the right thing to do. It was buddy system, and it paid off. It paid off huge for me because it martyred me. I was fucking. I had so much sympathy, and I went right into my team with Kane, and we fucking crushed it. I made great money. I had a great fucking run as the tag champs, Kane and I.
Yeah.
And so it was okay. You're doing the job, but you're fucking winning, man. Like, it was just great, man. It was great for me. losing that match was fucking great.
Oh, there you go, Kevin. Are you satisfied with
Absolutely.
your?
I mean, what did you think? What did you think, Kevin? Like, I mean, do you think that it hurt my?
No. I mean, as a kid, I was pissed, but but look at now. I was just kind of curious, like in the moment where you're thinking, like, shit, like we've only been doing this for a year. Now what? But obviously not, man. I know. In the end, it worked out. I'm just curious your mindset at the time.
It was just the thing to do, man. It was the thing to do. You know,
crazy.
That was my spot.
Yeah, worked out.
You know,
yeah, cool.
And
man.
You could do that with me. You know, I was the type that you could do that with. So
awesome. Well, I appreciate the answer. Thank you.
And Kevin, real fast before we let you go, where can people go online to find you, support you on Twitter, all that type of stuff?
Oh, it's oh boy, I don't even know what it is. Let me pull it up for you.
Kevin, you got to know your socials.
I'm not. No, I don't. It's at KC Wolf 328 Twitter.
Cool. Thank you, Kevin. It's wonderful talking to you today, my friend.
Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your support, brother.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Pro Wrestling for Life. I want to thank Vamp for coming on, spending an hour with us. My man Kevin coming on, playing a game with us. Thank you, Nick. And you know what, man? For anybody that's still listening to this segment, that's made it this far, man, I thank everyone, and quite often I get to thank you all. And fuck, man. That's why I'm doing this for y'all. And so I really appreciate everyone that keeps tuning in. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you to Marsh, too, by the way, who edits the show every week. Marsh, you do a great job. We appreciate everything you do, guys. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.